Fade to black. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. It's the Friday edition, and I don't know about you, but Friday is just one of my favoriteest days of ever. I remember back in the day, Fridays were, like when I was in school, Fridays were the great TV night. There was going to be the Dukes of Hazzard was going to be coming on. I was one of those Dukes of Hazzard junkies, and watching that. Later in my life, it became X-Files night. Man, I lived for that, and it's probably a bunch of other great shows through the years, but yeah, Friday was it, man. And now it's a Portal night, so another great show. In keeping with the tradition of Fridays, it's another great show. I don't know where you guys came from, but hopefully you came from Lon Strickler's channel. Of course, Phantoms and Monsters. Phantoms and Monsters Radio. That was on just prior to me going live, and Lon does an amazing job, ladies and gentlemen. He has just been an incredible fixture in the Paranormal 40 and communities forever, and it's been at it. He's one of the godfathers of all of this, our modern paranormal movements, if you will. So definitely support phantomsandmonsters.com, the website. Definitely check out Lon's streaming. And that is Phantoms and Monsters Radio. And you can find his Facebook. He streams over there. He streams on YouTube. And I'm not sure where else he streams, but he's out there. So support what he's doing. But I mean, it's just such an incredible lineup on Fridays because you can start out with Lon. I don't know if anybody's earlier than that. I don't mean to omit anybody. Obviously, there's incredible shows all over the place. But these are the ones that, that I know of. And Lon, of course, is incredible. He's been a guest on this show several times. And then, of course, the Portal starts at 7 Pacific, 9 Central. And then, get this, it just gets better. Because at that point, 2 hours. And then you go from here over to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Which is exactly what I'm going to do following tonight's show. I'm going to be going over there and hanging out with Dave in the well, not in his studio per se, but I'm going to be connecting to him and joining him for his show tonight as well. So It's a full dance card tonight here on the portal and after the portal. But you're right, the Ghost Radar isn't on. Thank you, Aussie Boss Tiger. Appreciate it. And anyone else that might have tried to point that out to me while I was flapping my lips. Flapping my noise hole. Let's see what we got here. It is the 7th today. God, I mean, how many shopping days are left, ladies and gentlemen? Holy God. Crazy. November 7, 2025. It's going to be 2026 in like a minute. It's crazy. It's just so crazy. So, getting back to my point, Fridays is an epic night still for entertainment. And thank you all for being here. Those of you who are here, those of you who have yet to come in, thank you for joining me for the shows. It's an incredible pleasure. Happy birthday to Eric Fry. Happy birthday. Oh, Mickey G. Member for 4 months. God bless you, Mickey. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mickey. You are a welcome addition to our loving family here. Thank you. Mickey's great. I met Mickey in Missouri. She was an incredible person and really enjoyed getting the opportunity to talk with her a little bit. I didn't have a lot of opportunity to talk. Well, you don't usually at conferences, but you do the best you can. But yeah, Mickey G, 4 months. Eric Fry, it's the birthday boy. Everybody sing happy birthday to Eric. Happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. How do we do that? You can't do it. But wishing you the best birthday ever. Thank you for spending it here with me. That's another honor. I mean, God, what the hell? You guys are amazing. So thank you for being here, being a part of the shows. Tonight, we, of course, are going to be getting to the news. Before long, we're going to see what the hell's going on in the world around us. There is an update on 3i Atlas. So I'm looking forward to reading that to you guys. I will tell you that one I did actually read ahead because I was like, ooh, what is it? What is it? So what are they saying? Well, we'll find out pretty soon when we hit the news. And then after that, we're going to hit a thought catalog article, which has been pretty cool. I pulled up a new one. I had my ducks kind of in a row tonight. It's pretty cool. Do you know that I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but it jumped off the page to me. I have bought things at Temu, and that means basically after you buy something at Temu, they're going to spam you with their advertising all over the place, especially on Facebook. I get hammered about 50 times a day with Temu things. And that's fine. Whatever. I can tune out those kind of things without a problem. But one thing jumped off the screen. Everybody's kind of doing, especially if you're a Jeep owner. Yeah, there's something with Jeep owners where they leave each other rubber ducks, like these little floaty rubber ducks. And I saw on Temu a xenomorph version of a floating rubber duck. And xenomorph is, if you're not familiar with this, from the movie Aliens. The aliens were called xenomorphs, and they are these weird, by H.G. Geiger's art, weird exoskeleton-y, almost insects, but something else, kind of creatures, hive mentality, but they made a rubber duck of the xenomorph. That's amazing. Hoggle, love you too. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. That's awesome. Love you bunches. Love you all. Thank you for being here. So I don't know why that was important, but it came to my mind, so I'm sharing it with you. What is that? Oh, BJ Lapierre says getting ducked. Everybody needs a good duck once in a while. That might have been innuendo. All right, so won't be long, and I'm definitely another type of creature. I am. It won't be long, and Sheldon Thomas apparently be joining us at some point. We'll just keep the lights on for him, and whenever he shows up, he's got the link. I've had 5 Jeeps. Ooh, Yeshua. Did you ever end up with any of those ducks? Because I think it's more of a recent trend. Hey, Brent, brought my girls with me from the other channel. Oh, very cool, BJ. Thank you so much. Hello, other girls. Thanks, and welcome to the show. Hopefully you will love it enough to hit the subscribe button, because I'm here to tell you folks right now, I am sitting at 14,984 subscribers for my channel. I'm literally like 16 away from 15, and it's taunting me. It does this every time I'm about to tick the next number, whenever I'm about to tick the next 1,000. It'll go up 3, go down 5, go up 2, go down 1. I mean, it's just this, it never does that any other time, but it's always right when I'm about to tick that next 1,000 subscribers. And so I'm just been floating there now for about a week. And it's like, come on, give me more. So if you love the show, or if you're not already subscribed, I'd love for you to get subscribed and become part of what we're doing here. And then I can see that number turn to 15,000 and it'll make me happy. If Sheldon doesn't show, he owes us all $100. Oof. I don't think he has that much money. He's a young man in a expensive world, but maybe $1. I don't know. I don't know what he could work. Maybe he's sitting on a big pile of cash and he's just not telling me. But at any rate, there you go. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys get subscribed though. If you're not, I want to hit that 15 mark. 15. That'll be the new benchmark. It's kind of like first 1,000 was a huge moment. First 5,000 was a huge moment for me. And then it was kind of everything else until 10. 10 was a huge moment. And then it was like 11, 12. They were all cool. But now I'm about to hit 15. And, you know, I mean, the show's never grown. You can do it, Paranormal Portal, 100,000 by Christmas. I wish I could do that. Honestly, I do. I wish I could, but I've not found that YouTube magic yet, even though I'm sporting the YouTube shirt that they sent me, which is nice of them. But, yeah, I've not cracked the algorithm in all of these years since 2017. It's always been just a real steady, slow growth. It never has gone by leaps and bounds. So, and that's okay. I mean, honestly, if this show had become super popular right away, I don't think I would have been ready for it, and I would have probably screwed it up some way huge by now. So I think it's been kind of good that it's grown this way, but I'm ready now. I'm ready for that. You know, if they quit, just give me some love in that algorithm. I think you guys can now hype shows. I don't know if that's out there full steam yet or not, but if you're watching a show and it's not live, you can hit the hype button and that will actually boost the show in the algorithm. So if you see the hype button, you can do that. Hi, Brent. My girls, Josie and Kel, both sub to you. God bless you, Josie and Kel. Thank you. That is amazing. You guys are awesome. Obviously, you're hanging out with BJ. You got to be pretty cool. And now you're subbed as well. I love you. That's it. It's a thing. Okay. Kel, tell all your friends and Brent owes you a plate of cookies. Man, Eric, you're spending everybody's cash tonight. Mr. Fleshrot, the most paranormal thing I saw today was my coworker actually pull their own weight. Pull their own weight. Downright creepy. What does that mean, pull their own weight? Oh, you mean he's actually doing a job? I gotcha. I was like, what kind of weight's he pulling? What's going on here? How big is this guy? Now I get it. Yeah, it's, you know, I'm actually maybe functionally disabled when it comes to getting figures of speech like that. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Like they just go right over. I miss them. And then it occurs to me, I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I've come to terms with it a long time ago. Someone else subbed. What, I thought I saw something pull up with subbed, but I must have missed it. Anyway, only have 2 ducks, Brent. No, that's all that matters. 2 is all you need, I think. So let's get to the news and find out just what the hell's going on in the world. Remember, Linda, I love Aldi's. Good for you, Eric. It's a little random. Thank you, Josie. Josie, the member now. Wow. Love you more. Loving you more and more. Frank Monday sub 2. Thank you, Frank Monday. God bless you. I wonder if I can refresh it. Sometimes it doesn't do it in real time if I look. But let's see. How are we doing? It was at 14. It hasn't refreshed on my homepage yet. But anyway, thank you, everybody. That really means the world to me. It's just really cool to click the next big number. So I appreciate you guys helping doing that. Spread the word. Spread the word. I'd love to hit 100,000 by Christmas, though. That'd be incredible. I don't think that's going to probably happen, though. I'm not holding my breath. Right. I guess it's going to be time to get to the news, folks. So, thank you, Kel. God. Love you, too. Love you, too, more. Kel didn't ask Brent for pizza. You'll never see it. Oh, yeah, probably not. It's probably not a good idea to ask me for pizza, because by the time you got it, it's probably not going to be edible. Anyway, let's get to the news and find out just what's going on in the world around us. Again, 3i Atlas update tonight, so let's get after it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal News Desk, where we explore the news and find out just what the hell's going on around us. Da news. Yep, you got it, Yeshua. All right, there are always many sites that we visit throughout the course of these shows. And ladies and gentlemen, these sites are incredible. They are epic. They're fantastic, phenomenal. And I want to encourage you guys to support these sites. Please visit them. Please give them your love, because I'm here to tell you, to run a big website that does pretty good is very expensive. And these websites need revenue. Obviously, to keep going, you actually have to pay for bandwidth when you hit a certain point. Like, you got to pay for how much bandwidth you get for your site. And when the site is more popular, they get a lot of traffic, they got to pay more. So the way we can counter that is for you guys to visit the site and get involved in what they're doing. You read the articles. Obviously, when you're visiting sites, you're seeing ads, and that is a great way for sites to recoup on their investments and hopefully even turn a profit, maybe. But definitely help to support all of them. Go visit them, give them your love, these sites, and you'll hear me name every site we use. I'm absolutely thrilled to support them and to promote them, and I can only ask that you guys do the same. There's lots of amazing information on all these sites, so don't be shy. Yeah. What did I see? I saw something in the chat too I was going to respond to, and now it's gone. Yeah, I've got like goldfish kind of recall cooking tonight. I don't know what's going on. We're about good for 5 seconds. And then it's gone. Frank Monday's here. It's legit. Hard to get subs. Hard to make any headway in the world on YouTube. I appreciate any sub I get. Way to plug yourself as well. That was well done, Frank Monday. Almost at 1,000. Well, congratulations. I hope you hit that 1,000, brother. Good luck to you. Yep. Good magic. Absolutely. Let's get to it. Josie Nebby. That's a new name. That's Josie. You're the friend of BJ. Great. I can see you now. I see a picture. I didn't see it before. So I like seeing new names popping in. That's really exciting. So let's get to the news. Tonight's news, as with every night's news that we do here on the show, comes from an incredible website called unexplained-mysteries.com. And this is an amazing site. I just have been in love with this site for years now, and they've never disappointed me. So here we go. We're going to lead off the news with the update about 3i Atlas. I got to see if this is framed correctly. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, that's okay. That'll be good. Here it is from unexplained-mysteries.com, ladies and gentlemen, the space and astronomy files. More strangeness surrounds approach of the comet 3i Atlas. This is kind of exciting. I don't know what you guys think. I know that there's a lot of thought, every different angle on this. It's potentially not natural. That's a manufactured object. There's plenty of people saying it's a comet, just whatever. It's got a tail. Leave it alone. But it does continue to exhibit oddities that don't fall into any one category. It could be natural, but it's acting very atypical. It could be unnatural because it's acting very atypical. Whatever it is, we're probably going to find out sooner or later anyway. I think its closest approach to the Earth is going to be on December 19th, I think, is the date. So hopefully we'll get a lot of good looks at it and can see, oh, that's what it is. I'm all for it being some kind of mothership. That's fantastic. Come on over. Bring the kids. We'll have a picnic. I don't know. I mean, they're already here anyway. I've seen a UFO. I have no doubt that they're here doing whatever the hell it is they're doing. I don't pretend to know any of that, but I have no doubt. So whether this is natural or manufactured, either way, they're already here. So we're not actually entering into any new age of anything, except maybe more widespread recognition for this fact. I think that's the only where even the scientific community may have to go, oh yeah, they're out there. We'll see. But anyway, let's check out this article and see what it says. As the interstellar visitor gets closer to the Earth, observations of its progress have revealed some head-scratching anomalies. By now, just about everyone will have heard about 3I Atlas, an interstellar object thought by most scientists to be a comet that has been passing through our solar system in the recent months. Most of the intrigue surrounding this object comes courtesy of a vocal minority, including Harvard's Professor Avi Loeb, who believe that there is a reasonable chance that 3I Atlas could, in fact, be an artificially constructed object controlled by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Eyebrows were further raised earlier this week when it was revealed via NASA that this intriguing interstellar interloper had in fact changed its trajectory unexpectedly and had also sped up. Didn't it just go behind the sun? Did it? I don't know. Maybe it's by how much it sped up. That is the anomaly. I don't know. But when it was kind of lapping around the sun, it was supposed to pick up speed anyway, I thought. But let's check it out. Continuing. Let's see. NASA has also reportedly confirmed that the object had shifted course beyond gravity's control. So even NASA's having to go, ooh. And that's funny because they were, of course, the ones that released it's acting like a comet. It looks like a comet. It's a comet. End of story. And now they've observed things they can't explain. So that's kind of cool that they've had to acknowledge that. Elsewhere, Avi Loeb has noted that in new photographs from the Arnaves Observatory in Spain, 3I Atlas does not appear to have a large tail as would be expected for a comet that has reached this close to the sun. He also highlighted his existing list of anomalies concerning the object, including the fact that it seems to align almost perfectly with the ecliptic plane of the planets around the sun, which is about a 0.2% likelihood. The fact that it appears to have an anomalously massive nucleus.
Off.
It says off. I just got on, Ghostbox. I'm not turning it off. No. And that its gas plume consists of far more nickel than iron, something potentially indicative of industrial production. He also notes that it seems to have originated from the same direction as the mysterious WOW signal. That was a signal that was picked up, I think, back in the 80s, 70s? I don't know, 70s or 80s. Maybe it was the 50s, but apparently a radio signal from, I forget which constellation it kind of comes from, but it wasn't a WOW signal. It was just the observer in the lab that saw that signal come and get registered was like, wow. He wrote WOW, exclamation, exclamation right next to it and circled it because it was just so atypical. So could that have been an early precursor in letting us know something's out there? And this is maybe where 3I Atlas came from. Given that 3I Atlas will reach its closest approach to the Earth on December 19th, we may not have too much longer to wait before we can find out for sure if it actually is a comet or if there really is something strange about this curious interstellar visitor. Whew. Well, what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking, I guess I don't really know enough to have a real objective answer for this. I just have a confirmation bias to say, yeah, I hope it is. I hope it's extraterrestrial because then we can put that to rest for everybody. If we can go, yeah, it definitely was made by somebody. There's somebody out there. Okay, now let's move on from that age-old question, are we alone? I think many of us here don't believe we are anyway, but it'd be nice to just move on. We keep having to go to the kids block section of this argument. Are we alone? Make a pyramid. I don't know. It's just kind of silly. But anyway, there you have it. Maybe you didn't know that before today, or some of that's news. That's the update as we have it now to leave a comment. Jordan Cogburn, how you doing? Good to see you. Hi, Deb Varner. Good to see you as well. All right. To charge. Oh, yeah, maybe Mr. Fleshrod says, I'm behind on the feed, but perhaps it was flying around the sun to charge, taking energy from the sun. Yeah, there are those anomalous videos that are out there showing some huge masses that seem to come into the sun's coronosphere. I don't know if that's the right word, and they seem to be drawing from the sun. So maybe the sun acts like a, interstellar gas station. I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe that's what happened. But let's get to the next article because there's more. There's always more. This one's a brand new one. It came out today, and it's kind of in the Bigfoot files. From the Creatures, Myths, and Legends files of unexplained-mysteries.com, driver witnesses Bigfoot crossing the highway in Pennsylvania. I don't know if this is a brand new story, but the report is brand new. Something very unusual was spotted crossing Interstate 80 in Center County recently, and nobody's quite sure what it is. Some of us might be. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I'm just saying. The witness, who chose to remain anonymous, save for the initials BG, stated in a report to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization that the incident had taken place on October 4th at 5:30 p.m., so about a month ago. He'd been approaching marker 169 around 11.5 miles northeast of Bellefonte when he noticed some sort of creature walking upright along the right-hand shoulder. Well, I immediately thought, what the hell is he doing? He's going to get hit, the man wrote. And then, without warning, the figure walked out into the road in front of the traffic. God. Yeah, I don't know. That makes perfect sense. The witness described it as completely dark, all the same color, with a slender/slim build and anomalously long arms. As it moved, it seemed to glide in a very peculiar fashion, making its way straight through the guardrail, even without breaking stride, as if it had passed right through it. Within seconds, it had completely disappeared. I just want to add that I know what I saw, but I don't know what I saw, the witness wrote. I'm an avid hunter with over 50 years in the woods, and that was not a bear. That's funny. That's basically the Claire line from Sasquatch Chronicles. I know what a bear is, and that was not a bear. When the BFRO investigator followed up on the case, they remarked that the witness had seemed sincere and very credible. As things stand, however, exactly what he had seen crossing the road that day just remains a total mystery. Yeah. Wouldn't you think Bigfoot should have learned not to cross highways if they want to keep their anonymous state? So that's why I chuckled when I read that, honestly. Hello, Frank Monday. I think I said hello to you before, but it's just a new name. So what is very peculiar to me in the case of Bigfoot is that they seem to have actively chosen to avoid people. Like, they don't want to be around us. They go away from us. They don't stick around. And they seem to stay hidden. They seem to be very reclusive, and they seem to be shy and careful. But then there's this. Then there's this, like the Bigfoot version of hold my beer, because it's not like it didn't know there was a car there. I'm sure it could hear it. And it's not like it's not probably familiar with roads and that cars come and they could just wait. I mean, if it just ducked down off the side of the road and just hunkered down until the car went past, in 99% of those cases, they could just, okay, go, and nobody would be any the wiser. But they do it in a way that seems to me, definitely indicate that they want to be seen. Maybe they don't really care that we're out there. Maybe they could really not care a whip. Like, they just kind of disregard us, like, oh, the naked apes are here, or whatever they might call us. I'm just ad-libbing here a little bit, but it's interesting that they choose those moments to just make no doubts about it. Like, here they are. And oftentimes those sightings are at night, where they would be absolutely invisible in the cover of darkness if they just hunkered down and waited and then go out after the cars go by. But it's like they wait for the car to come and then make their shocking appearance. So it does seem contradictory in a sense, like they must want to be seen, or I'm not sure what need that fills for them, but it is a contrast to the prevailing wisdom, which says, no, they don't want us around. They avoid us, except this. So I don't know. Jason Nadir, maybe it just sounds like it was walking though. Mike Prine. Sounds like it was just walking. Mike Prine over on Facebook. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, very interesting. All right. I don't know. Something to think about anyway, but let's get to the last article for our news for tonight. I don't know why I pulled this one up. Is this too big? Yeah, it's going to be really big. I think I'll give you guys a link on this one and then I'll read another one. But it's like, what? What? Anyway, it's from the science technology files of unexplained-mysteries.com. I'll give you the lead in and maybe read a part of the article, and then I'll give you guys a link, and then maybe we'll call it quits. Thanks for the shout out. Namaste. Namaste to you too, brother. Welcome back, Josie. We missed you. Pickles it is. Pickles are a win. All right. Could Frankenstein's monster ever actually function in real life? It's a hell of a question. Let's see what it says. Mary Shelley's iconic tale raises some interesting ethical questions, but is it really possible to create a person out of parts? I don't know. I think when you think about it, though, isn't like somebody who lost an arm or a leg getting a part to replace it that functions along with them. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. But this is by Michelle Spear and Alison Fulford. Frankenstein's creature is coming back to life again as Guillermo del Toro's new adaptation of Mary Shelley's Gothic masterpiece airs on Netflix. We provide the anatomist's perspective of her tale of reanimation. Could an assembled body ever breathe, bleed, or think? When Shelley wrote Frankenstein back in 1818, anatomy was a science on the edge of revelation and respectability. Public dissection theaters drew crowds. Body snatchers supplied medical schools with illicit corpses, and electricity promised new insights into the spark of life. Shelley's novel captures this moment perfectly. Victor Frankenstein's creation was inspired by real debates. Luigi Galvani's experiments on frog legs twitching under electrical charge, and Giovanni Aldini's demonstrations making executed criminals grimace with applied current. Wow. To early 19th century audiences, life might indeed have seemed a matter of anatomy plus electricity. The first problem for any modern Frankenstein is practical: how to build a body. In Shelley's novel, Victor collected bones from the charnel houses and disturbed with profane fingers. What the hell does that mean? The tremendous secrets of the human frame, selecting fragments of cadavers with care for their proportion and strength. And there's more, and I'm just going to give you the link because, I mean, clearly you can't probably reattach nerves at this point, but maybe they will be able to. Stem cells, quantum adaptations, who knows? Who knows what's around the corner, but as of now, I don't know. But I put the links for this article in the chats if you guys want to check it out and read more. You sure can. That's a lot of words. I don't feel like reading all those words, especially about something fictional. It's worth a mention. Necromancy has been an idea of occultists and practitioners of the dark arts forever. I don't know. What do you think of that? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a zombie with a remote control, right? I think it's gross, personally. I just think it's gross. I don't want it to work. So there you go. That has been the last article for our news tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found some merit and wonder, and maybe you learned something or just were at least mildly entertained for the duration of the news. So let's get back to the rest of the show. The show of Done with the News. Anyway, I'm not raspy enough for the news. Anyway, here we go. Damn it, Poncho, that is not Two of Hearts. Quit that. Every damn night you put that in my head. I don't know why you hate me so much. It's not Two of Hearts. It's some disco thing. Hi, Benno. Hi, Homer. Hello. I appreciate it. I wish I had Homer's paycheck. Not the character, but Dan Castellaneta's. That would be nice. Can't do the screams, though. I wish I could do the screams. Tried many, many times to figure out how to scream like Homer, but it just doesn't seem to work with my voice. So I stay away from the screams. All right, let's figure out what we're doing now. How you guys doing? You having a good time? I'm not sure when Sheldon will be joining us. Usually he makes it in during the news, but doesn't seem to be tonight's deal. Oh, hold on. I got to see if he messaged. He did not. Okay. He did not, but he'll be here when he's here. But until then, I'm going to do my best to keep you as entertained as I know how. And one way that I'm going to do that is by reading. Sheldon fell asleep. I don't think so. Actually, he usually works late on Fridays, so that's why he usually comes in late. But he hasn't fallen asleep that I know of. Not that I would know until it was over. But remember, following tonight's show, you can head over to Spaced Out Radio on YouTube and hang out with Dave Scott and myself. I'm going to be joining him. So I'm not sure what we're doing over there, but we'll have a good time anyway. It's always fun going on other people's shows. I've always enjoyed that. It's just kind of nice. I think what I enjoy most is that I don't have to do anything except to sit there and respond to stuff. That part's easy. Sometimes the hard part is organizing all the stuff that we cover on this show. And I love doing it, but at any rate,
I'm here.
Oh, Mr. Late. No. Welcome, buddy.
For some reason, I had to re-download Zoom.
Oh, did you really? Did it maybe an update thing or something?
I don't know. Microsoft said it blocked it from running for some reason.
What'd you do to your forehead?
Oh, yeah. I had some dry skin up there, and I didn't realize how much I nailed it down.
It's like the home lobotomy version.
Yeah, you should see the other guy.
Yeah. I'll bet. Probably got a bunch of dead skin on him.
Yeah.
He's covered in dead skin. It's not pretty. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you missed the news. You missed
it.
Sorry. I tried to read it as slow as I could.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's my fault.
No, it's okay. I'm just glad you're here. Welcome. And of course, everyone else is glad you're here. They're saying hello in the chats.
I know. It's been so long. It's good to be back. Hello, everyone. Hopefully last weekend was amazing for Halloween and all that.
Yeah, I think
everyone had a good Halloween.
Everybody got their candy, so I think everybody's happy.
Yeah, there was some great costumes that came about over here. It was cute.
Yeah, that's fun. That's the fun part. Yeah, the costumes. I was just trying to pace the minion around the neighborhoods up here. And the kid was a machine. He was a trick-or-treating machine. All right. Every time we were like driving around aimlessly, there's lights on over there, Dad. It's like, oh, God. Meanwhile, old me is like, oh, I got to get out and do this again. But he'd had fun. He was just scouting it out, though, anxiously. But we're going to get to an article now, which is from Thought Catalog. And I've run through the years, I've run through many Thought Catalog articles, and I love Thought Catalog. I think, I don't think they do as many of these articles as they once did, but the ones that they have on there, and I've been going through the archives a lot for the show, because the nice thing about paranormal stuff is it's evergreen, meaning that it's not like, oh, that's an old story. It doesn't matter anymore. All the paranormal stories, even from like the 1800s, are still valid and can definitely point us to something we may not have heard before or something was observed. So I think it's always...
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Even ancient stories are still relevant today.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Wait, are there any ancient stories that are not relevant anymore?
There aren't a ton of ancient ghost stories that I'm aware of, but I think, generally speaking, the only thing with older stories is that they become more folklore than the actual accounts, or, they get sewn into legends and folklore, and it's hard to discern what actually happened versus what the story says. So
yeah, well, yeah.
Eric Fry wants you to do a Barney for my Homer. I can
I
do
actually do have the vocal range for that, but I'm not going to try at the moment.
I can do a Barney, but it's really loud. Like you got to kind of almost yell it.
You kind of, yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of have to raise your voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's Dan Castellaneta does his voice too for as Homer and Barney and
Oh.
a few others on that show. So, all right. Anyway, let's get to this thought catalog article. This one is from 2021. It's a little old, but again, this is all amazingly valid and relevant today as much as it was then. And this is 17 military personnel talk about the creepiest thing they've seen on duty. Now, Sheldon,
Ooh, I like these kind of stories. Yes.
you were in the military. Did you ever
Correct.
experience anything odd or weird while you were there, or anything that sticks out?
No.
Okay, fair
No.
enough.
Nothing that I experienced, at least. No.
Yeah, and I mean they keep you jumping, they keep you running, and literally and figuratively. So,
Dear Lord. Yeah. You don't really have time.
ooh, Josie says we have a lot of old ghost stories from the res. I'd love to hear those.
Ooh,
I would really
yes.
love to hear those. In fact, Josie, if you ever want to be a guest on the podcast, let me know. That would be cool. I would love to hear old stories. Brent, I can do
Yes.
Apu each and every day, Benno. Yeah. So anyway, my son saw a shadow person. Oh, nice, John, or not nice. I don't know how it was. What the situation is now. I will say a lot of times shadow people get a real bad rap. It's like, oh, person, that's evil, negative, horrible, get away. But a lot of shadow people stories are actually very benign. Like it's just a presence and it's kind of doing its own thing, or maybe
Yeah.
observing, but they don't generally, in a lot of cases, they aren't interacting aggressively negatively with people. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you see a dark silhouette of an apparition that it's a shadow person, quote unquote, because I think shadow people are a specific type of energetic entity. I don't think everything that we see was not necessarily human. And I think we have probably a whole catalog of things that we experience in a ghostly way, but they're not necessarily ghosts, because when I say ghost, of course, that would have been a formerly living person that is now disembodied, if you will. So, and roaming for whatever reasons. But I think there are many things that were never human, and shadow people would be one. Of course, elementals would be another. Potentially things that legend would call like sylphs and dryads would be another. Perhaps some of the elvish lore of the Fae would have been another thing that was never human, but we often experience as energetic presences. So, yeah, we don't necessarily know, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, black-eyed kids freak me out. Yeah, they freak everybody out for sure. So let's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to chop you there.
No. I was just gonna say, yeah, that's one I never want to experience. No. No. It's just creepy. It's not like I'd feel like I'm in danger, like, oh God. It's just like, oh God.
I think I would feel like I'm in danger, because one of the consistencies for every story is that even if people aren't aware of who's knocking or who's coming to the door late at night, once they get towards the door or near the door, they get a wash of, oh my God, get away, don't go anywhere near that. Like there is a foreboding that is so incredibly potent that, and people don't know why they feel that way. They're just like, I was reaching for the door and this terror overcame me. Like, no, get away, get away, get away. Like some part of themselves is like, get away. These are not good. Stay away. So I think you probably would feel terror. I think, because that is a real consistent thread of black-eyed kids stories.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Well, let's get to this article and dig into it. This was written by Emily Madriga, and I'm not as familiar with her work. I haven't run across many of hers, but this looks like a great collection of stories. And again, this is a Reddit scrape, so these are where they pose a question to the Reddit threads, and this is the responses they got. But these are military personnel talk about the creepiest thing they've seen on duty. So he said duty. Sorry, couldn't resist. I heard that in my head in Homer's voice first, and so I said it. All right, Homer lives in my head apparently.
Yeah.
All right, empty boats is the first one here. Let me pull it up on the screen so you guys can see it. I guess I should do this so that we all can see it together. Here it is. From Thought Catalog, 17 military Personnel talk about the creepiest thing they've seen on duty by Emily Madriga. Again, this is last updated 4 years ago, so it's probably even older than that. But the last update was 4 years ago, 2021. So, empty boats is the first story. U.S. Navy photographer here. In the deepest parts of the ocean, you will often steam past small boats that are empty or seemingly empty. Sometimes they look like they just got loose and no one looked for them. Sometimes they look disgusting, like someone lived in them until they couldn't. Sometimes it's obvious someone is still in them, but they haven't moved for weeks. And that was by Light Wolv, W-O-L-V. Yeah, those derelicts that people encounter, and there are ghost ships out there. There's one around Indonesia, and I forget what it's called, but apparently it's like on this really long circuit through the Indian Ocean or something, and people bump into it, and it's they don't know what happened, but it's apparently a pretty scary thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that was a good one. I think the ocean has lots of mysteries for us, folks, both on the surface and under it.
Yeah.
Yeah. God only knows what's going on out there. Here's another story, laughing soldiers. There were multiple instances of North Vietnamese soldiers just walking straight up to U.S. forces in the middle of combat. They'd look at them and they wouldn't even raise their weapon or unsling it. They would just start laughing at the U.S. soldiers. And then the U.S. guys would shoot them. Oh, that's kind of sad.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation of why this happened, but it's pretty creepy that the enemy might just walk up to you and just start laughing in your face, seemingly not caring whether you shoot them or not. That was by Evan 466. I would bet that that's probably more a symptom of like shell shock. They called it shell shock in World War I and II, where people were they weren't even there anymore. They were just,
they were so disconnected.
Yeah. And so this might be something like that. Like it's the pressure of those conflicts was so intense that I think these guys just cracked. Like they just couldn't deal with it. And so they probably just walked up and like in somewhere in their head that made sense. And it didn't work out real well, apparently. Not a happy story, that one, but that was Evan 466. Annie Manul said Viet Cong on drugs. Were they? Was that real common in the Vietnam conflict?
That could be too.
Sure, it could be. I mean,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Back in my stupid days, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But it's curious. So it could be that too. I mean, they could have just been on some kind of natural pharmaceuticals they ran into. But
yeah. Frank is saying here in China there are ghost cities that appear out of nowhere sometimes. I've seen ancient scenes appear in the horizon a couple times. I've even entered the fairyland for a spell.
Wow, Frank, that's exceptionally wild, huh?
Jeez.
The world is crazy. I mean, there's a lot going on here. We just don't know. What would you do? Let's say, I mean, I got to take an off ramp here into this story now, Frank, because I think I would have to say that it would be, if you could, and apparently you did. I'm not suggesting you didn't do as you said you did, but if you could step in there, what would you experience? Because there is some esoteric magical practices where they would do gateway spells, and the idea was, and the one I'm thinking of had to be done within the fog. If a fog rolled in, you could do this gateway spell, and you'd set it up a specific way with specific incantations, and if a gateway opened up, you could walk into the other world. But there were very specific rules about that if you go in there, you cannot eat or drink or touch anything. Don't touch anything. You can walk around and look, but you're not to grab anything. Don't bring anything back, because that's a huge no-no. And the other part of it was you had to get back before the fog cleared, because if the fog cleared, the gateway would close and you would be there forever. So pretty creepy. Yeah. So I don't know. That's weird. Sounds like Frank needs to be a guest on your show. Yeah, it does, Frank.
Yeah.
Luminous ghost lights appeared over the drum and bell tower in Old Peking routinely around the time of the full moon. Wow. Sounds pretty magical, really.
Yeah.
That's great. Take nothing offered, Eric Fry says. Yeah. Yep. Hello, what, Spaced Out Radio? Is he in here?
Yeah.
Mr. Dave Scott. B. Arthur.
B. Arthur is golden. There it
You
is.
know that's right. Thank you, Betty. Appreciate it. Because Dave is timeless, like Betty White. All right. Well, let's continue here. I think that's fascinating, though, Frank. It sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I've seen some photos that people have allegedly taken, and this predates AI. Not saying it couldn't be CGI, but they look like cities in the clouds. I mean, like skyscrapers and everything. And I think those images might have come out of China, as I recall, the ones that I'm thinking of. But it looked like a city up in the clouds, just like, wow. And, of course, the meteorological explanations of it's, yeah, pretty crazy.
Wow.
You know, but anyway, any attempts to debunk something like that, and I'm not saying that it's legit, but if it is legit, any attempt to debunk any of that is going to be the explanations are almost more fantastic than just going, yeah, it was a dimensional thing. There was a city there, you know, like that to me makes more sense than, well, you see the solar activity and the, who knows, what things they would attribute it to. But anyway, laughing soldiers, that's creepy. How about we go on to the next one? A grave. As a Marine, I used to have the graveyard patrol shift at the Beirut Bombing Memorial. Part of the memorial is dedicated to a veteran cemetery, and oddly enough, I never got freaked out being completely alone in a remote cemetery in the middle of the night surrounded by dense woods on all sides. It was actually kind of peaceful, to be honest. However, one night, I was patrolling near the perimeter's fence where some of the oldest headstones are when I heard the sound of a woman humming. Well, I followed the sound and noticed a light glowing through the vines and brush of a large tree. Well, as I approached, I could literally feel my hair beginning to lift, as if there was an electric current in the air. I pushed aside the old brush, and what I saw nearly took my breath away. It was an old, weathered headstone with a large cross etched into the marble. Only the cross was glowing a bright, vivid blue, like a neon bulb. The humming was also suddenly much louder and had a weird plurality to it, like it was coming from hundreds of voices at once. Well, needless to say, I freaked out. I screamed like a scared little girl and sprinted back to the parking lot. I radioed the guard who was supposed to relieve me and forced him to come early, then spent the rest of my shift in the cab of his truck. I don't think he believed me, but he stayed in his truck and didn't go out on patrol until the sun was fully up. A few days later, I worked up the nerve to return to the grave during the day, of course. As I suspected, in the light of day, it was a completely mundane headstone. There was no name, only the aforementioned cross. I ran my hands over the stone and checked to see if maybe there was some sort of hidden light source or a solar panel, but no. It was just plain, solid, unremarkable stone. The humming was gone too. I eventually returned to my normal shift, but never again experienced anything out of the ordinary. I never learned whose grave that was either, but I find myself thinking about it from time to time, and it certainly sounds absurd when I say it out loud, and I suppose it could have been a hallucination or a trick of my tired brain, but I don't believe it was. I think it was a real ghost, a spirit of some sort, but I don't think it was malevolent at all. That was by Rainbow-Grim. That's a cool story.
Wow.
I think that's
very unique. Very unique.
Yeah, it's interesting because it sounds like, I mean, it sounds miraculous, right? But it's in a cemetery, it's, you know, some rural cemetery somewhere. And I don't know, I'm thinking of possibilities like, well, when they first were starting, I was like, well, could that be a fae thing? You know, the luring of people into the fae world or whatever. But then he said he pulled it apart after he had that charge in his hair, could see the light, pulled apart the brush and saw this headstone. with a glowing cross on it. And that sounds miraculous, right? But what does that mean?
Sometimes I wonder why these singular events happen. I
Well,
mean, like, especially since, like he said, I experienced nothing else ever after that, you know?
yeah.
Like, what was the point? What was the greater meaning behind these singular events? I mean, it could just be as simple as, well, to help open the mind of these people, to help open their,
Yeah.
their thoughts of these things, I guess. I mean, that could be the simplest reason, but I don't know. I just think of, like, what's the greater purpose? Maybe that is just that. I don't know.
I would say that that's profound, though, right? Because I mean, the one common denominator in all of this is that somebody experienced these things, and so I think it's hard to attribute meaning to something you weren't even a part of. Like,
Yeah.
what does that mean to him? Well, he never really says it, but I'm sure it was to open his mind or to show him that there's so much more. It was a revelation for him, and he's reporting it. But that's the hard part. Is like it's hard for any of us on the outside to go, well, this is what that means, and why that happened was this. I mean, it was his experience, and it was for him, and he experienced it and didn't know what to do with it. So,
I mean, I suppose, yeah, it's probably not meant for random people like me to understand. It was for him.
for him. Yep.
This was an event for him.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But that was a good story. I like that story just because it's a reminder that oftentimes in the paranormal, the dark spooky shit gets all the press. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
oh
does.
well, yeah, and then this horrible thing happened and this terrifying thing happened. But a lot of this stuff is really light and pleasant and beautiful. And it doesn't necessarily have to always be dark. I think it's maybe the darkness is in the interpretation more than it is in the actual event. Like we're not used to seeing lighted headstones. We're not used to seeing that or hearing humming and stuff. So when it happens,
Yeah, it's like a
scary.
yin and yang to everything.
Yeah, right, right. So all of these experiences went through somebody's personal filter, and they derived meaning. They derived that it was horrifying and terrible. And it might not have been intended that way, but that's just the only way they could process it. So we do have a predisposition for this stuff to think of the scary, horrible possibilities and not, could that be beautiful? Could it be divine in some way? And a message in that regard? Because, if you read the Bible or any religious text, these divine meetings are sometimes not a lot different than some of the ghost stories we read. It's just that it's interpreted differently. I don't know.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Are even some of the bad experiences people say are bad, are they actually bad?
Right.
Or were they just mundane, like a trickster? People, because people, like you said many times. I mean, a lot of people like, oh, I experienced a demon. Oh, there was a demonic entity, but it was just like an object fell over in the other room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it could have been that mundane, and some people will
Well, fair.
take it to extremes.
Yeah, exactly. And I honestly think that that's probably the case. I do think that there's horrible negative stuff. I think that there are things like demons and other dark things that don't like us much and probably are happy to see us, fail in any way. But I think that most of it is probably much more benign. But again, we don't usually see things open and close by themselves or lights turn on and off by themselves. And so when that happens, it takes us out of our comfort, and it puts us in a state of fear because we're in a situation that we have no control over. We don't think we do. I think we have a lot more control than we're led to believe, but it's just because, but I will say that there are a lot of spiritual practices, and I mean religions, that would suggest that anything that you're confronted with is evil. It's a demon. And that's programmed into people's heads too. So of course they're going to filter it that way because that's what they were told by, thought leaders and religious leaders. And so, and I'm not saying that I'm right and they're wrong or they're right and I'm wrong. I'm just saying there's lots of different ideas about this stuff out there. So
Many, many different ideas.
yeah, exactly.
We could be wrong. We could be right. We could be partially right, partially wrong,
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to screams. We wrote it off as some of the instructors messing with us while in training at JWTC. What is JWTC? Is that an acronym you know from the military?
It's familiar. I don't remember though.
Okay. But there was a blood-curdling scream in the middle of the night. It definitely sounded like a woman. The lieutenant in charge made us do a quick accountability check, and then he started radioing the training center to see what the hell happened. The instructors went out from their compound, did some checks, but didn't find anything. And they said it's not the first time that they've had units out there calling in to report the same thing. That was by Boss Avery, or Boss Avery. I'm not sure how to do what to do with that name, but I will say that screaming in the forest could be cryptid related. You know,
there are some animals though that
Yes.
when they're, getting caught by something that do sound pretty blood curdling.
yeah, like mountain lions, they can kind of make a screaming sound that's horrifying. You know,
Hell, even like some rabbits when they're
yep,
dying, passing away, however you want to say it.
yeah.
That sounds terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. Whatever's. I mean, it would be. So that's the tough part, right? And it could be
Yes.
meant to draw people out, for whatever reason,
Mhm.
in not good way. But
Well,
I got to tell you, if I heard what I thought was a woman screaming, in the forest, it would take every bit of my wherewithal to not run and try to help, because I just don't want to. I don't know. It's like one of those things that if you can help, you probably should. But then again, is it what you think it is?
didn't you experience something kind of similar?
I experienced a weird whistling on the hillside.
Well, there was whistling, but there was like one time I thought you heard like, you said like you were heading off to work and you heard like screaming or like yelling or something
No,
like that.
it was a whistling kind of noise though. It was like this weird whistled pattern up on the hill, and this is hundreds of feet up in a state forest.
Yeah.
And it was this weird whistling sound, and it was like 4:30 a.m. or so, or maybe 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's
I was
really
heading
early.
out, and I heard that on the hill. It was dead quiet because it's early morning like that. There was some light. It wasn't like dark, but it was just the sun was just breaking, and I heard that weird whistling. So I had no idea what it was. So I repeated it back in a whistle, like whatever it was, and I can't remember the tone or how it went, but I repeated it back, and then it repeated again, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." And then I did it again, and then all of a sudden, up on the hillside, way up there, I'm hearing brush pop, like something's coming down, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know what that is," and I still didn't have a concept for Bigfoot being in Minnesota at this time, so but it was that hill further about a mile down that I was growled at, so. It could have been one and the same, but when I heard that brush popping like something was coming down the hill, I was like, oh, okay, time to go to work. and I just left. I was just done. And it didn't ever happen again, but it was creepy.
Do you remember the cadence of the brush pop? Like, did it sound like 2 feet, 4 feet?
It was just
kind
a
of thing?
lot of popping, like something was moving quickly through the brush coming down the hill, and it was freaky as hell. I was well far away enough that I didn't have to worry about something just jumping on me. It was at least a half mile away or a quarter mile away up the hill,
Oh, so it was very far.
but it was so quiet that I could hear it just clearly, like pop, 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 and snapping, and something was coming down, and it seemed to be coming fast. I was like, oh God, that's not good. So we got the hell out of there. I got the hell out of there. I was alone, so it was freaky weird. I was like, I've never heard that sound before. I don't ever want to hear that sound again, whatever it is. But I will say, don't copy it back.
I guess not.
That's-
You don't know it. I guess you don't know what language you're speaking. in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Exactly. Like your mother has fleas,
What'd you say to me?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oops, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. So I pissed it off, whatever it was. It sounded like it, though. It was just something was moving quick, coming down towards me. I was like, okay, time to go to work. That's it. Done.
Oh, speaking of, yeah, I remembered this a little bit ago, but speaking of blood curdling,
Okay.
There was actually one. I don't have an explanation for it, but I do have one weird story.
Okay.
I have no idea, and no one in my unit had any idea or squad what happened. But it was during AT, annual training, the 2-week training thing that we do in the summer, and we were out in the woods, kind of a wooded area, and we were just camping out. We all had our tent set up and all that, and oh god, I didn't bring my blanket either, and it was freezing cold that night.
Jeez.
I was literally shivering in my tent. I couldn't get warm. But anyway, I woke up the next day. You know, we all kind of woke up at the same time, and there was blood splattered on the outside of my tent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as if something. I don't know if something, you know, passed away out there, or if it was a marking of some kind. I have no one else's tent was marked. It was just mine. But like it wasn't like someone played a trick or anything. Like, it wasn't like that kind of thing. It was weird.
Like how much blood?
Like a cup.
Oh, okay.
Like, just kind of not like it was like I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but it was just like kind of there, just kind of marks along it. It wasn't like in a pattern, but it looked like it was kind of just, I don't know. It's hard to describe, I guess. It wasn't like it was thrown on or anything, but
Right. Well, I was just thinking, as you were telling that, I was thinking, what could do that? But what came to my mind is, and I don't know if this is possible or not, but if like an owl got a rabbit and just one of the talons hit an artery and it just blew, you know?
That's actually a good explanation.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, a cup. Okay, cup's a little much. Probably not a cup, actually.
Okay.
More like probably quartered cup, actually. That's
Yeah.
probably more accurate.
Well, that would be a like small game size then. If something got really punctured, it could be dropping.
But yeah, I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know if it was like paranormal per se, but it's the only weird thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It was creepy.
That is creepy either way. I mean, poor rabbit. If it's a rabbit, you know, I don't feel good about any kind of solution for that. But yeah, I mean, that would be where I would go first. Is like, well, you're out in the woods. You know, obviously there's owls. This is Minnesota, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Up north.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was, you know, some raptor, night raptor got a hold of something and carried it over and it was bleeding.
That is a good point, because that didn't even occur to me either. Okay.
Or it just roosted above your tent and just ate whatever it was there and dribbled down.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, you're in a tent. It's waterproof, right?
I mean,
So,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It's still a creepy story, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only thing, though. Yeah.
Well, that's cool, though. I mean, it is weird. It certainly could be a lot of things, but certainly could be paranormal. But I don't think there's enough there to go to that level without a lot more information.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But there we go. Let's go to the next one. A phantom smoker.
Well, interesting.
Is a dude vanishing spooky enough? I was on one rooftop on post with another Marine, and on the building next to mine was a dude smoking a cigarette. I looked to my partner to mention it, but when we looked again, he was gone. The roof access door for that building was very rusty and loud, so there's no way he snuck out in those few seconds. It took the seconds it took to get my partner's attention. It says, and that's by I'm M.A. Reyes. Okay. Yeah, I think disappearing people qualifies as something spooky.
Right? Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, it's not normal, so we can chalk it up to
normal.
It's paranormal, but
Yep.
All right, Lights in the Sky is next. Not my story, so I'll tell it as best as I can. And this happened during a rotation at the National Training Center sometime in 2015. A battle was occurring at night, a light appeared in the sky, and for 10 minutes or so there was silence. Well, this may not seem too interesting until you look at the numbers and statistics. You're looking at massive amounts of people and equipment during a rotation, constant radio chatter, vehicle noise, people talking, etc. And suddenly Just nothing. Then the light seemed to make a couple of strange turns, one being around 90 degrees, and split and disappear. That was by Blackjack 357. That sounds like a UFO kind of thing, right? Just
I would say so.
Killed all the radio chatter, just boom. Electronics weren't working right. A very big indicator that you might be in the presence of a UFO.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like it, yeah.
We'll read one more and then we'll get on with what the hell is that? This one's a little longer.
So.
What did it say? So? Before it said...
Wow, is it so?
I was talking about... I think I was talking about 3i Atlas, that object coming through space earlier, and it said off, OFF. And then now it's just said so. So?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Funny.
Wow.
All right. Here we go. Let's go to Ghost Soldiers. I was by myself in the engine room of a submarine on the midwatch, just a newly reported sailor trying to find equipment so I could display knowledge to one of the watchstanders. There are a number of bays in the engine room lower level with narrow passages that pass through the center. I came down one of the ladders and I swore I saw someone walk across the ship about 15 feet in front of me. I could hear his footsteps as he walked around the corner and just out of sight. 3 problems. 1, he was wearing utilities, an older light blue blouse and dark navy slacks, and nobody had utilities anymore. And they've been phased out 3 years earlier. Number 2, there's only one other person awake in the engine room late at night, and he was standing at the top of the ladder behind me, waiting for me to come back up with an answer to his question. And 3, he wasn't actually there. Well, I just wrote it off as sleep deprivation, but I'll admit, it shook me for a while. Fast forward to 4 months later, I had gone out to sea with another submarine of the same type, and while I was there, I met a sailor who had previously served on my ship. After a few weeks of standing watch with him, he told me a story of a sailor who had unalived himself while on watch when he served on my ship almost a decade earlier, in engine room lower level, in his utilities. I wish I could have gotten a picture of the look on my face. I'm sure it was the definition of disbelief. Yikes.
It's
that
like
was
an apparition of a time past.
Yeah, that was by Ice Sir. So, yeah, very cool. There's just a short one here. I'll just read this one. More ghosts. A friend of mine went into Afghanistan and got stationed in an area that was used as a base by the Soviets. He swears that sometimes when he was on sentry duty, he could hear whispers that didn't sound like English or the local languages. He's convinced he heard Russian. And that was by Tofu Delivery Boy.
The Russians left a bug there. To hear what the Americans are doing.
Yeah. Stupid American pigs. All right. Well, there you go. I don't know. Cool stories, though. I like these stories. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I like the military ones. I agree.
I think I got to reframe you again. A lot of extra.
I'll fix it. There we go.
Yeah, that's perfect, actually. Thanks. Thanks. You just saved me some work.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
You and your Harry Potter scar.
That's right. Where's my letter? Still waiting. Still waiting for my letter.
I know. Yeah.
It's a little late.
I know. Sorry. I don't know.
Can you imagine how, for the Harry Potter fans out there, could you imagine you pass away, all the knowledge of the universe becomes yours, if that's how it works and all that, and you find out it's real and you just didn't get your letter because you weren't magical enough? Oh my God.
Jeez.
I'd be so upset as a spirit. I'd become a revenant at that moment.
just be like, nope, I'm going to Hogwarts now.
Yep, I'll be one of those ghosts that hang around Hogwarts. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hang out with the ghosts. Yeah, they were on first name basis and stuff, so that was kind of cool.
Now, I'm not saying Hogwarts 3, I'm just saying a secret society of wizards. That's mainly the thing.
Yeah.
I'd be upset.
I don't know what to say to that, honestly.
Wouldn't you be upset?
Well, no, I guess it doesn't really matter at that point then, though, right? Because you're kind of getting all the keys to the universe anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like the alive me would be upset.
But there is
I'd
no
be
alive
upset
you.
for the alive me.
Yeah, well, it's a missed opportunity. It's like, man, I could have
Yeah.
done all. I could have played Quidditch.
Yes. I'd be so upset.
Yeah, that's where it is, brother. I don't know. I mean,
Thank you, Tina.
what did Tina say?
Sheldon, your background is gorgeous. Thank you.
It's the revenants of his Avada Kedavra.
That's it's charging up. It's ready.
Is it? Just remember, you love me. Just saying.
That's right.
All right, so we are going to get to the next segment of our show, and this has been a fun one as well. I've loved doing it. And it's still kind of newer. John Temperate says, Harry Potter had some strange critters. Where she get the ideas from? They're actually, all those ideas from the shows are from a lot of legends and fables and lore of different cultures. So, like a Boggart was, I don't know if that's a very English term, but there is a lot of things in lore that kind of do that whole appearing like your worst nightmares. Of course, what is it? Yeah, I mean, they're all from different folklores and stuff and legends and mythologies. So they're all derived from something. Actually, she must have done a hell of a lot of research or been very aware of a lot of those as she was writing those books, because it's really incredible. There's Grindylows. There's of course mermaids and things like that. There are ghosts, and there are werewolves or dogmen.
Dementors.
Dementors, yeah. So
I love the Dementors.
you love them. They were pretty horrible, creepy things.
They were so cool, though.
They were pretty.
I
cool.
mean,
yeah. As far as
I
cool,
feel like
creatures.
it's symbolism of depression.
Yeah, as Eric Fry says, J.K. Rowling creating nothing, just looking at D&D monster manual. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Wow.
Sheldon Frank Monday says.
Yes,
Yep.
Absolutely.
And he says true facts. So you've got some agreement in the crowd.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it would suck to find out that you just never got your letter, or maybe you're just a muggle.
Oh God.
Maybe you weren't magical at all. Maybe you're just a muggle. Just saying.
Oh, the depression. Oh,
I don't want to be a muggle.
I'd be so depressed. Dementors wouldn't get 10 feet near me. No happiness left. They'd leave me alone.
You're drained. You're like an old raisin. Yep. I have no joy. I'm a muggle. We're all muggles. But we got the magic in our heart. That's all that matters. All right. We're going to get to this other segment of the show, which I have really loved. And I don't think I put it on this one, did I?
It's one of my favorites.
Is it? Well, let's get to it.
Yes.
Well, let's get to it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for...
The hell is that?
Indeed, it's time for What the Hell Is That, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we showcase different evidences. These are things you'll find online that are purporting to be evidence of the paranormal of some degree. Might be UFO-y, might be ghosty, might be cryptozoologically, or even strange phenomena. I just had to stick with it.
Wow.
I had to ride that out the whole direction. Yep. But whatever they are, it's not that I'm purporting that everything we're showing you here is legit and you should believe it. This is more of a, let's look at something and see what you guys think. And after we look at something, I'm going to ask you in the chat to vote. And the voting is simple. If what you saw on the screen looks like it's real evidence to you, give me a 1, just a number 1. If you think it is not real, give me a 0. Nothing to see here. Move along. If you're kind of in the middle, give me a 0.5. That's been a evolution of it here on the show, and I think it's a good one, because it's hard to be all in or all out on any of these because we just don't know. And again, this is just based on what you can see and what I can tell you about the different stuff. Sometimes I can't tell you anything other than here's a picture out there. Do you think this is legit? But if there's a backstory, I'll give it to you, at least whatever I found or was presented with the picture. A lot of times I'm finding these on Facebook in different Facebook groups. There are a lot of them out there that have some pretty cool stuff. Now, again, I don't think these groups are trying to suggest everything they're showing is real, but it's great conversation. And and we can just look at it and see what you guys think. Got an itchy on my ear. There we go. Got the itchy off my ear. Okay. Here's the first one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming from Facebook. Facebook.
Ooh.
Ooh, Facebook.
The
Ooh.
ancient texts.
What? What do you... Oh, so Facebook is the ancient text?
The ancient text.
I got you. Sorry. What the hell did I just do? No, I didn't. No, I dragged it off already. Okay. Never mind. I got to find it. Here it is. There it is. I have it resized and ready to go. I'm going to drag it over here. This is from Facebook, and this is from Ghosts and All Things Creepy on Facebook. And they did Ghosts with GHOST apostrophe S, which isn't probably the right context for the apostrophe, but we'll go with it. And here it is, folks. This is the first image tonight. And here's the backstory. It says her daughter was sitting at her kitchen table eating a snack when she received a notification on her phone from the monitor that she set up in her dad's room to keep an eye on him because of his health. The notification was that there was movement that was detected, and she realized it was her mother that had already passed, checking on her dad herself. He passed away not too long after this. Maybe she was telling him to come with her. Rest in peace, Frida and Pops. And there you go, from Ghosts and All Things Creepy. Here's the image. There's obviously the dad in the bed, and this is an apparition that was caught. And there's a picture of the mom when she was alive. I mean, looks like it could be. Again, we don't have a lot to work with here, but this is what we got. Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, this is potentially evidence of visitation by the dead wife? Ed's all in. Ed's all in.
I'm just looking at this image, making sure there's not something else there that my brain wants to see a person in. What is that? Confirmation bias? Something like that?
It's, well, pareidolia can be.
Pareidolia.
If it's just a collection of shapes and forms, our brain will try to find something familiar. So we got some answers. Kitty Cattywack's all in. E. Dungarian's all in. Josie's all in on this one. BJ Lapierre's all in. Karen Alberting, all in. Benno from Oz, sure. Owl 13's halfway there, kind of there. Frank Monday, he's in. Hooking Good Creations by Tina, not so much. Annie Manuel's halfway there. Yeshua is all in. Maggie's all in. Rachel's all in. Timoth Man is halfway there. 85% real or 15% fake. Tim Petty says, I guess either way that math works, it's all works out to 100%. Kat Doherty is all in. Wizard Moon's all in. Elaine's all in. Aussie Boss Tiger's all in. We want it to be true. Yeah, we all have confirmation bias. That's fair. I mean, obviously, we're going to try to see spirits where we can see spirits. Yeah. Man from the West is buying it. Michelle believes it. Cal believes it. Hoggle's all in. Typed it all in herself. Trace Linnell's buying this one too. What do we got over in Rumble? We've got Barbara Mora. Yep, she believes it. Justin Goodearth's all in, and Car Juice is all in. So, yeah, I think most of us are thinking this could be a great capture. What do you think, Sheldon?
I think it's a very good capture.
Yeah.
I would say 80%. I'll give it 80%, like pretty confident, but sure, there's a possibility.
Sure. I will say that it would really help if they would give us another image without this so that we could see what the room looked like. That would really help.
They need to do that more.
Yeah. I mean, for brevity's sake, I can understand that they can't always do that. Maybe they didn't have it to post. But in any case, if you're ever presenting evidence and you want people to see something, give them an image without the thing in it and give them an image with the thing in it so that there's a comparison.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good catch, though, I think. I don't see any reason why not. We've certainly covered hundreds of stories throughout the course of the show that suggest that when people are dying, oftentimes they are met by their deceased loved ones. That maybe we'll bring them home. I think that's a beautiful thought. So I think that's it. Cool. That's the first one. But we got more. It was a good one. Good start, yeah?
Yeah, good start.
All right, let's check it out. Let's go to the next one. If I can find it, because I just dragged these tabs all over the place. You wouldn't believe the state of my browsers, folks. They are.
How many tabs?
I have.
How
I
many?
have several browsers open with dozens of tabs on each of them open.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. Well,
I did a purge of mine, and I'm back to just 3.
I know it's so stupid though too, because I could just bookmark things and handle it that way.
Exactly.
This one's from Ghosts of London on Facebook. I think it might be okay, might be reasonable, might be good, but you guys have to tell me what you think. Let me do this. I got one that came. There's one that came some other way that I looked at. Oh, it was via email. I'll get to that one. It's from a listener. He sent it.
Ooh.
But this is from Ghosts of London, and I'm trying to close the chats that pop up automatically. I wish they didn't do that. Ghosts of London, and it's an image. We got nothing to work on here, but it looks like somewhere in America. I don't know. There's nothing. The times of 4K. Oh, well, yeah, it's Facebook, for God's sakes. Guys like, oh, in the times of 4K, why is the ghost in 320 pixels? It's like if Facebook doesn't necessarily give you the 4K version. It gives you a compressed version of JPEG in order to save space. But anyway, here's the image in question. This was, again, we have no information to work on. However, they give us a nice red circle to dial it all in. So here you go, folks. This is the picture that was taken with absolutely no explanation and nothing. I mean, they didn't give us anything. So I will just say I'll zoom it in as much as I can with the Facebook zoomer, and that does look very pale and creepy looking. What do you think, Brent? I sent you a video through Instagram a few days ago. Yeah, you probably did. I'll probably try to pop that open for tomorrow night, Rachel. I didn't get it ready for tonight, so I hope that's okay. I came for the red circles. You came to the right place, Amy. We've got red circles for you, serving them up fresh every show. Here you go. This is the image. Do you think this is an apparition looking down on the people walking on the path? I don't know where this is. I don't know what's on the other side of this. This could be an amusement park for all I know. I mean, it kind of looks amusement parky, doesn't it? Like a...
Yeah.
It's so straight here. It's so straight here, and it's curved here. It looks like a facade that was put up for some kind of amusement park ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right?
It just...
Let me just back it up.
Something just looks weird about it.
Right. I just don't know about all these right angles and all these geometric angles on a natural rock formation. That doesn't seem likely to me. So that's initially what's throwing me off first. But that's as zoomed in as I can get it. And it's perhaps a stage actor. They put on a presentation or something. I don't know what I'm looking at. Hell, it could be Waterworld in Universal Studios or something for all I know. But
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Is this perhaps an apparition, or is this probably nothing? It's the Crypt Keeper. There you go, Frank. The closing looks modern. It does. It doesn't look like ancient old. When I first saw it, I was like, was that a Native American apparition? But
that's what my brain went to too. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, look at it. It's so geometric. All of this is so geometric. And this is a curved arch. But if you look at the rock face, it shouldn't be so well hewn up here. It's all, looking like rock face. I don't buy this one personally, but we'll see what you guys think. Let's see. Any votes? Yes. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Karen
Lots of
Alberding,
zeros.
nope, not buying it. Zoom in more. I can't zoom in any more than that, Tim. Sorry. What do we got? -0. -0. That's less than 0. Eric Fry, halfway there. Elaine's not buying it. Frank's not in. Maggie's not buying it either. Changed mind, part of rock. It's possible too. You're right. I mean, it could just be a rock pile up there that just, again, pareidolia might be telling us to see a person. Mm-hmm. Yeshua is not buying it. Hook and Good Creations, nope. Lenda, nope. Pile of rocks that looks like a person. Man from 420. It's a good take. Batman, nope. Mike Prine, nope. Rachel gets it right, nope. Kel, no. Aussie, 0. It's pareidolia. Probably is, honestly, but I don't like those right angles. I don't like how this is so flat, how this is so vertical, and how this is so curved, and what would otherwise be a very natural looking rock face with not symmetrical angles at all. Benno says a homeless fentanyl addict stumbled into Disney. There you go. Tim says nope. Man from the West, nope. Kat Doherty says 9. I don't even know what that means. You like really believe it, or is that you, or what are we saying?
Super believe.
I worship this. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Kat. I don't know. Aussie thinks it's pareidolia. Nope. Justin Goodearth, nope. Barbara Moore says maybe. It does. I mean, it could be. It's not that it couldn't be real. It's just that it's not giving us anything to work with. This does look like a manufactured rock face that was probably put up somewhere like an amusement park. I don't know what we're looking at, but I'm not seeing anything to really grab my attention, I guess.
I'm giving it like a 15% here.
Boy, you're getting pretty specific.
I like going, I actually like going percentage. I actually like the percentages. Whoever did percentages before, I like your style.
Okay. Tim Petty's halfway there. Something is there, but I think it's staged or photoshopped. Could be, yeah. She's halfway there. Anything else? Nope. Okay. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4.
9, like that makes sense now.
Oh, yeah.
9.
Gotcha. It was Germanic.
Clever.
Germanic.
Cat.
That was very, very clever.
Clever.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ouch. Because Ramstein, I know how to count to 10.
See.
Thank you, Ramstein. I'm more worldly because of Ramstein.
It's Rammstein.
Du hast.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the next one. Here we go. Eventually, when I find it, here we go. Oh, here it is. It's a ghost picture. Is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one, and then I got to go to
Oh, thank you, Linda.
What did Linda do? What did Linda?
One gifted membership.
Thank you, Linda. Linda gifted 1 membership to the portal.
And it looks like David Lopez got it.
Congratulations, David. You're a 30-day member of the show. If you like it, you can continue. If not, well, thanks for giving us a shot.
How dare you?
Sheldon will hold a grudge, but I'm just thanking you for it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Linda, for making that happen. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. Lopez, Mr. Lopez. Benno says Lopez. That's cool. It's nice to meet you, David. I haven't seen your name come up before, but thanks for coming in and checking out the show, too. I appreciate that a lot as well. Okay, here's the ghost picture. Well, almost here. What did I do?
Ruh-roh.
I did something wrong. I really did something wrong. How did I do something wrong? Where did
Every show's got to be one.
Oh, my God. I just had it. Where the hell did that go? Like it was just there, and I clicked on it, and now it's not there. Well, that's a lot frustrating. It's
okay. It's tradition.
I got to go to my history now and pull open the history and one tab. Let's pull that up. Restore. No, that's the last one. Where's the one I just had and don't have now? Where is it? I'm all confused.
Man, that's what age does to you.
Yeah, believe me. You've got a heavy trail ahead of you, brother. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I'm going to stay young forever.
Enjoy it while you're young. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I'm not getting old. It's not happening.
It's going to happen. I didn't think I was either until I start forgetting those stupid things now. Like, why can't I remember that word?
Well, that happens to everyone. That's fine.
Does it?
Happens to me.
Damn it. No, it just disappeared. I mean, it just disappeared. Like it just erased itself from my... I don't know how that would have happened. That's weird. It was a little child on the stairs. I don't know if it was legit, but it is not coming up in my history either.
I'll give you every IT tech advice. They always start with, have you tried restarting your router?
Is it on? Start with is your computer on? Yes, it's on. Okay.
I understand why they have to ask those questions. I get it.
I guess I lost that one. It's just gone. I don't know what to do. That's a bit frustrating, but the good news is it's not the only thing I had to show you. But it was one thing I wanted to show you. It's just gone. Boy, that's paranormal in and of itself because there's not even a history for it.
That's what happens when you have 30 tabs. I'm just saying. That's what happens.
What are you, the tab police?
I'm becoming it.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, it's just gone. Sorry, folks. I just lost one. But here's the one that was sent in by our listener. And let me look up the name here quick because I'm terrible with names. It was from Dale. Listener Dale brings us this one. And this is an image he took at a cemetery, and it was late at night. It was dark. There is a street light in the distance, but he was doing some long exposure shots. So leaving the aperture, the shutter open for like 5 to 10 seconds to grab enough light in order to capture something. And he said he was just kind of trying to eyeball the focus. It was close, but it turns out it was not quite right. God bless it, my eye. But he did his best, and he acknowledges that the pictures turned out blurry, but he caught something weird in this one. And he's like, what do you think of this? And here it is. Let's look at it. This is the image from Dale, one of our listeners. And here it is. So everything, as you can see, is blurry. This is actually a street light back here that obviously came into view. And it's light like this because he did extraordinarily long exposure times for the image. But this is the anomaly here. This thing right here. Now, it kind of has a humanoid shape. But if you look, it's a little bit transparent. You can actually see this coming down here. It's a little bit see-through.
Wait, what? What am I looking? Okay.
Let me see if I can zoom this in.
I mean, what?
Let me go over here to the actual image.
This looks like a painting.
No, it's a blurry photo. He was doing night shots with his camera, so it's a long exposure, but it's a little blurry. But he captured this. And you can see as you look at this thing, whatever this is, that this headstone that's kind of laying is, it's a little bit translucent, like there's light coming through it. There's a bit of transparency, but it looks like a white humanoid mass. So the question is, what do you think we're looking at here? Do you think this could be a great ghost capture?
No, I like BJ LaPierre's theory. Says that it's kind of cool. It looks like a ghost headstone.
Yeah, it really does resemble the shape of headstone, but it is narrow. It's more narrow than all of these that we can see. Maybe some of these in the back would be more like this, but yeah, it is. It's very weird. The translucency or the transparency is it's not transparent, but it is a little bit see-through. So,
well, Benno says camera artifact on the lens.
I don't know. He didn't mention anything like that, and he did several photos, but he said that this one was the only one that turned up with this anomaly in it. I think I can read you his email. Let me do that quick. Give you guys the background on this image so we have more information. This is, it's nice when people actually, send in the what's to their story. Here he says, love the show. Try to catch it when I can. Usually I start listening and then fall asleep and wake up when it's almost over. The final music is playing. Anyway, I've attached a photo you can use if you want to. I forgot about it until recently. So the story on this, I took this when my now ex and I were on our honeymoon in May of 2009. We went to Boston, Massachusetts. I was just there. One night we did Ghosts and Gravestones tour. It was so cool, and they dressed up and took us around Boston, telling us the ghost stories in the area and visiting different burying ground. It was really fun. Well, anyway, I took this photo at Phipps Street Burying Ground. Phipps is one of the oldest burying grounds in the city, but dating back to 1630, with a lot of the original stones still in original place. The city has it locked all of the time to keep people out. It's like right in the middle of the part of the city, so there are apartments and streetlights all around. Well, that night the Ghost and Gravestone tour got the keys from the city to open the gates so we could go in. So I had my new digital camera and was setting it on top of the stone wall and taking timed images to see if I picked anything up. I didn't really know what to expect. I was using timed exposure of like 5 to 10 seconds to allow lights in to get to a photo. Of course, it was too dark to focus on its own, so I had to try to set the lens to what I thought was focus. But as you can see, it turned out a little blurry. But check out the upper right corner. What the hell is that? Quotes it. I know what I call it, and other people have seen the photograph and what they see. I will say there was not anyone from our group that was up that far away. Also, if you look, you can see through whatever it is. And if you look close, you can see a headstones on the other side of it. And to me, it's the shape of someone standing there. Still freaks me out looking at it. When I took the picture with your eyes, you couldn't see anything because it was dark. The bright blob to the left was that of a street light. And again, this was a time exposure. So that's the backstory of the image as we know it. And this is the image. And this is the anomaly. So what do you guys think? Give me a vote. Do you think there's something here? That we're looking at a possible apparition in a very old graveyard? I like the context. 0.5 now, Benno says. Yeah. One pretty cool capture, I think Justin Goodearth says. Ed's not buying it. It's a bone, you silly dog. Elaine's halfway there. I still think ghost headstone from the past. Just not right for a person, like no distinctive head. Yeah, halfway there with Eric Fry. 15% Tim is all in. 15% in, I should say, Tim. Mm-hmm. 1 for Wizard Moon. Frank Monday is giving it a 1. Owl, no idea. I'm all in, Frank Monday says. Michelle Wolfong gives it a 1. Cinema Student to make a horror short film. Very cool. Starscream 16, F16, I guess. Ghost Headstone is interesting. Tim. Rachel says 1. Yeshua is halfway. Cat Doherty, 1. Barbara's all in on this one.
Oh. If what did it did he say how long the exposure was? Like over what period of
5
time?
to 10 seconds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Dale's in the chat right now, so
oh, perfect. Oh, there he is.
Dale Atkinson is the owner of this image.
Wow, that's I think it's a cool capture.
Yeah, it's not a night watchman, Mike. It was empty. The cemetery is empty. So
unless he's saying like a spiritual night watchman.
Yeah, maybe. Well, there is an old legend, and it goes way back before America was a thing, that the first person buried in a cemetery becomes its guardian. So will remain as a guardian to the cemetery.
I mean, when you think about it, spirits don't have to take a humanoid shape. Their energy, they can take any shape they want, really.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it doesn't look. I don't think it's not humanoid. I think it's potentially humanoid. There is an indent here that would simulate shoulder to me potentially.
I see that too. Yeah.
And then there is a smaller part that comes up. Now, it's not unlike some of these headstones, but none of them seem to have that curved top and then a rounded out in any of this stuff that I'm seeing. It's more angular, it looks like. Some of these are just straight up. And it could be something like that. I don't know. Is that a
Oh, that's kind of similar to the shape of the top of it.
It is, actually. Because this one actually has this coming out over here. But why would it project over here? And it's not a shadow, it's a light. Because the street light is back here, but if it was projecting something, I would expect it to be dark, like a shadow.
Oh, Dale says that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that is interesting, because this actually approximates the shape almost perfectly. And I assume this is a collection of headstones back here. So maybe you're right, BJ. Maybe it's showing where it should be, but it got moved.
Somehow.
Maybe.
Weird.
And that is
it is the same shape as the top. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's like an artifact of some kind. I was thinking, could it be some kind of lens flare from this bright light over here with that long of an exposure? And I don't know. Maybe it could be. Maybe that's a lensing artifact. You know, because the lenses are curved. They're arched. And since this is, I would expect that this part, I mean, it's right there. It's, you know, pretty.
Yeah.
But we can't see so much of the headstone. It's blocked out by the angle of the camera. I don't know. This is very crazy. It's a very crazy image. Could it be?
Very interesting.
It could be. I don't. Dale, you got a really fascinating photo. I don't know what to make of it. But I will say that this is almost an exact approximation of the top of this. But we can't see all of this on the original. So why is it appearing here? There's a lot of weirdness in this one. A lot of weirdness.
All right, Benno. Looks like you may have nailed it right from the beginning.
Was it Benno that said the ghost headstone?
I think it was Benno.
I thought it was BJ.
Thought so. Oh God, maybe it was BJ. Let me see.
Headstone from the past may have been there at the one time. Not any longer, who knows, but it just looks like a headstone. Yeah. Good call, BJ. Yep. I think that's great.
Good job, BJ.
Very cool. And that one will be the last one for tonight. Again, we do this every night on the show, so tune in tomorrow for more of, let me get the mouse over here. For more of, what the hell is that? That's one of my ghetto versions. That's one of the first versions I did. What the hell is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
The production quality.
No, it came in time, and that was thanks to Owl. Owl made the transition that we know and love today.
Yeah, Owl made the cool version. You made the ghetto version.
The hell is that?
There it is, folks. What the hell is that? Sorry, Sheldon had to leave. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Sheldon couldn't stick around. He had to go. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we've got literally 10 minutes left. There's time for a story. I got a story for you. Because it's time, ladies and gentlemen.
Grandpa Ed walked out.
Not that. That's a clip from the shadows when Shane was on the show.
Grandpa Ed walked out, and
a guy talking about a dogman encounter he had or something.
What video was that one?
Grandpa Ed walked out. Okay. Big hard water swallow. You know what I'm doing after this, Sheldon?
What's that?
I'm heading over to Spaced Out Radio to hang out with Mr. Dave Scott.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
excellent.
I hope a lot of you guys go over to Spaced Out Radio on YouTube and hang out with us. All right.
Yes.
Let's do this. Because it's time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to walk into the dark places and explore the cryptid corner. That was also Owl's handiwork. She's making me look good.
So talented.
Yeah, I know. Yep. Very cool. Appreciate it. Any of you do graphics, feel free to send them to me. If you want them featured on the show, and I'll love you for it. Lots of love, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are going to go to the Sasquatch Chronicles blog. And why is this one like this and this one's like this? I don't know. Weird. Got two different versions. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. We're going to go for October 24th, Sasquatch Chronicles blog. Thank you, Wes, for letting us do this. Appreciate you letting us use your blog. In my 11-year-old mind, I thought it was an Ewok. A listener writes, "Hello, Wes. I just came across your podcast recently and have really enjoyed hearing everyone's stories, and I'd like to tell you about a sighting that I had in 1991. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and have always loved the outdoors, and in 1991, I was an 11-year-old Boy Scout. My scout troop was in Perryville, Kentucky for a scout gathering and to see the Civil War reenactment of the Battle of Perryville. Perryville is a small town in central Kentucky that is surrounded mostly by farm fields with patches of forest here and there. My scout troop was camped just outside of town at a farm that many troops stayed on. I was one of the younger scouts, and the first night the older scouts took me out to go snipe hunting. A common prank that older scouts like to play on the younger ones. Snipe hunting. Oh, it's as old as time. It was early fall, I think October, but I'm not certain, and about a dozen of us scouts were walking through a huge farm field that was lined with wooded section down two sides at around 8 to 9 p.m. We're about 25 feet from the edge of the tree line, and I had stopped to tie my boat. Oh, thank you, Peyton Pop.
Peyton.
You made me interrupt my story. Peyton popping in. Bass Girl
Thanks.
got a membership from Peyton. THC Jack got one. Wonder what that means. Zachary Schmidt got one. Egyptian Princess got one. And Ryan Allen got one. You guys are all 30-day members of the portal. And special thanks to Peyton. Love you,
That's
brother.
my childhood friend right there.
That is. Yep. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
So it says we were about 25 feet. Where the hell was I? Okay, we were about 25 feet from the edge of the tree line. And I had stopped to tie my boot when I heard rustling in the woods right next to me. I looked up and shined my flashlight at the noise, and right next to a huge tree was what my 11-year-old mind thought was an Ewok, like from Star Wars. Well, I assume it was a juvenile Sasquatch. Could have been a Pukwudgie, by the way. And it was about the same height as me, maybe 4.5 feet tall, and covered in hair. I remember its pupils dilating when my light hit its eyes. They were huge. Almost its entire body was in my view, at the exception of its right arm, which was behind the tree. Well, after about 3 seconds of us staring at each other, it looked up to its right, and then it seemed as if something jerked it back behind the tree and out of my sight. I now believe that its mother was there and pulled it out of view when it realized it was being seen. I yelled for the other scouts and took off running to tell my story, and they all laughed, and no one believed me. That was my sighting story, and I do have an encounter story from 2012 if you'd like to hear about that as well. We would like to hear about that, Boy Scout person. Thank you for the email.
Absolutely.
That's a cool story. I mean, obviously, Sasquatch don't start out 8 or 10 feet tall. They probably start out a lot smaller like we do, and they get bigger. But again, that could be something else too. It's small, hairy humanoids would be like a Pukwudgie. That would be an appropriate description, but I don't know about 4.5 feet. It does seem probably more on the growing up to be a Sasquatch part of the roster rather than the Pukwudgie, which generally are about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. I think maybe 3.5 feet tall on the top end, but they're not big. They don't get that tall. Maybe
Bigfoot have little people too.
Well, that's actually funny you say that. There's a few researchers I know that claim that Bigfoot shares space with things like the proto-pygmies, which would be like the Pukwudgies and Duende and other things like that. So because, they're not like they're going to take the food from a Bigfoot, So anyway,
right.
Interesting.
Right.
But that's about our journey tonight. I only had time for one of the cryptid corner, but we got one in as well.
We got one.
So special thanks to Dale. Appreciate you sending me that email. And special thanks to all of you who are sending me stuff. I know I've got one on Instagram as mentioned, and I also have one somewhere else that I got to figure out because I open these things. It would help if they all came to my email, but they kind of come all over the place. And so I got to recall, where did I get that one? But I'll head over to Instagram and get ready for tomorrow night's show. And remember, guys, you got to find me over on Spaced Out Radio following this. But Sheldon, anything in closing?
Absolutely, guys. Don't forget. I'm going to put it right in the chat, paranormalportal.net, the home base for the Paranormal Portal, where you can stay up to date on everything new coming out from the Paranormal Portal. As well as if you have any amazing stories to share, right in that webpage, there's a button called Interview Me, where you can set your very own interview for your very own amazing stories. As well as discord.gg/paranormalportal is the community home base, where everyone brings all their discussions, their links, all the amazing chats, right all in one place.
And all said, remember, give a hoot, don't pollute.
That's right.
Words to live by. But that's going to be it for us, guys. I'll be back tomorrow night with the next show, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays. So if you're new to the show, come check it out. Get subscribed. I'm almost at 15,000. I'm just literally a few subs away from 15,000. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And that's it for us. So remember, good night. We love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll be back tomorrow night for the last show of the week. Until then, you guys take care of yourselves. Good night.
Good night.